Dear friends, brothers, sisters, relatives, you are welcome to today's class. As I promised yesterday, today we are going to start with, we are going to comment on vegetation, so start right away. So this is our second day, and today we shall be commenting on vegetation. Under vegetation, what is vegetation? We need to know what vegetation is. Vegetation is a plant life of a place. To comment on vegetation, we should follow the following steps. Step 1. Draw a sketch to show the vegetation of the map. State the proportion covered by the vegetated area and the unvegetated area. What I mean by the vegetated area, it means the area that is being covered by grass. We have to know that in a map, any green species that we see, anything green on the map stands for vegetation. So anything that we see green, we know that that is vegetation, and those areas that are not green, we call those areas the unvegetated areas. State the different types of vegetations found on the map. So here the key is useful. The key is going to tell us which type of vegetations are found on the map. Give the locations of the vegetations where they are found, as we saw yesterday, using grid references, cardinal points, or you can use latitudes. Give the reasons why they are located in those places. What has influenced these various vegetations to be found there. Now relate the vegetations to human activities. So these are the things that we need to note when we are describing the vegetation of a place, notwithstanding to give the proportions that each vegetation covers. If, let's say for example, in a map it is highly covered by vegetation, therefore we have to say that map is highly vegetated, and we give the proportion and we use the word about, either about 30%, or we use fraction. If you don't want to use percentage, we can use fraction to give the proportions. So we move on. So here we have now a practical example which is coming up. So we are seeing now the various vegetation types that are being brought in. So here we have a river. We are now having a main road. The title of the map is the map of Thessaly and its environs, and has a scale of 1:1000 francs. So we move to the key and see what the key is going to give us. The first plantation there that I have is palm tree plantation. The second type of vegetation that we have is savanna vegetation. The next one that we have cocoa plantation, forest reserve, food crop cultivation, the major river, streams. Now on a map, every small blue lines that you see, those are streams. Then we have the major roads of the map. So this is a practical example about the vegetation of a map. Now here when I look at it, I see different types of green colors here, and these different types of green colors, they represent the different types of vegetation that are found. I said vegetation is the plant life of a place. Every type of green color that we see on a map, that is vegetation, and the key is there to orientate us and to tell us which type of vegetation is found there. So we move ahead to see now my own practical example, what I did, how I have commented on this vegetation. I said step 1 is sketch map. So this is a sketch map that I have drawn, and now when you look at it, you are going to see how it has been partitioned. If you move above, you are going to see that this is how this map is being. The shaded area and the unshaded area. I shade one portion, I will not shade the other one. I write the title, a sketch map showing the vegetation of Thessaly. I must put the key, which is 100, 1:1000, and now I go now to my key. A stands for unvegetated area, the area that we don't have green color there, and B stands for the vegetated area. So this is the first step when you want to comment on vegetation. Now take note. Please note that this is for the whole map. You can also be asked to comment on a particular portion of the map. In this case, use the same procedure, but please don't go out of the asked area. For example, you can be asked to comment on the portion from latitude 50 degrees northwards. So if you are being asked to comment on the portion from latitude 50 degrees northwards, now we just put our ruler and then we draw our line on latitude 50. Therefore, we are not supposed to cross latitude 50 and come down to the south. We are talking about all what is found at the north from latitude 50 and above. So that is step 1, a sketch map. You locate the different vegetations, vegetated and unvegetated area. The first commentary. From map evidence, Besali is densely vegetated. As shown on the sketch map above, the area labeled A is the unvegetated area of the map, whereas the area labeled B is the vegetated area of the map. That is the first thing that we need to do. The second thing, the vegetated area covers about 85% of the map. It stretches from the south right up to the northeast. Therefore, it starts from the south, goes up right up to the northeast, excluding the northwest. The unvegetated area covers only about 15% of the map. This portion is found at the northwest. When you go to the northwest, you are not going to see any green grass there. The types of vegetation found on this map include, now remember this was our third point, the types of vegetation. The savanna vegetation found at the middle north. Now when you go to the middle of the north, you are going to see the savanna vegetation there. A palm tree plantation found at the northeast, a food crop which stretches from the south towards the north and ends at latitude 80. There is equally a cocoa plantation found at the southeast, and lastly, there is a reserve forest found at the southwest part of the map. All these plantations and cultivation are thanks to the relative gentleness of the area. Not only the topography have influenced these plantations, now I am trying to give what has influenced the vegetated area. River Ambo is another great factor which can help for irrigation, transportation, and also provide deposited materials which will later decay to form humus and make the area fertile. Road B, as we have seen on the map above, has also influenced these cultivations because it will ease transportation of farm products into and out of the farms. And lastly, the northwestern part is not vegetated because of its rough topography, and it is a valley and will make cultivation very difficult. So the last part that you have to give here is the relation between the vegetation and the human activities there. Now if the area is highly vegetated, if you have a savanna, which type of human activity can be carried out here? We have activities like the grazing, like grazers, which their cattle will be there to eat the grass. The human activities there is mainly agriculture. Human activities here can be hunting. So this is how we comment on the vegetation of a map. Thank you people so much. God bless you. See you next time as we are going to talk about the drainage of the map.